Hi, welcome to my channel, Chuck's Music and Musings. Today's story is my ukulele story and showing some of my ukulele heard in the order that I purchased them. About 5 Christmases ago, after Christmas, I had some gift cards left and went and bought a Kala, K-A-S, soprano ukulele. I'd been wanting to learn ukulele for a while, so I just bought the simple, basic beginner ukulele, the K-A-S. Learned my 4 basic chords on it, and was remarkably blown away by how easy it was to start the ukulele. And I had learned some guitar, enough to teach 7th grade beginners for a semester, but never really got good at it, hit that plateau that you get to after the basic 4 chords, and never really got any better at it. So then I picked up the ukulele and I was amazed at how much quicker I could learn ukulele than I could learn guitar. So I started on ukulele and loved it. I realized very quickly that being a big guy with very large hands, once I got to that D major chord, I can do that now on a soprano, but when I was a beginner I couldn't. My fingers were just getting in the way of each other. So I knew that my next step would be to get a tenor, and thus began the ukulele acquisition syndrome. Next up in my ukulele acquisitions was this Kala, K-A-T-E. E because it has the electronic pickups built into it. I had already had a guitar amp and several pedals, and this allowed me to keep my pedal habit going. A couple of years after I got this, I converted the high G string to a low G, so this is now a low G tenor. It has a very nice tone for a basic beginner tenor ukulele. The next up in the process was actually a gift for my youngest kid, a Kala LTP soprano ukulele. They became much better at ukulele than me very quickly, and I did learn about the importance of tone woods. This is meant for beginners. It's called the LTP Learn to Play. It's a different tone wood, and it has a little tiny carved rosette. But the tone of this one is so much better than my KAS. As they got better, then we both decided that we needed a nicer ukulele, and one that had a low G on it. And I learned at the time about the importance of setup and learned about the amazing Mim of Mim's Ukes. Go check out her website. It's amazing. She is a fascinating person to follow on social media as well. But then we got our first pretty decent non-beginner ukulele. So the next acquisition was this Kala, K-A-C-E-M-E, concert size, because my youngest kid and I were sharing it. They like sopranos, I like tenors, so we got a concert size. Came from Mim's Ukes. Mim set it up. We asked for it to be low G, so Mim put fabulous strings on it. I'm not sure what they are. Great sound. It's exotic mahogany, Hopefully, if I put you closer to the camera, you can see some of the quilted pattern down towards the bottom. Beautiful wood on this one. It was listed as a blem because evidently somewhere there's a point where the finish is more or less glossy than everything else. I don't see that. My youngest kid and I share this one. We love it. I made my public ukulele debut on this ukulele, backing up one tune in Godspell when I was orchestra director. So here's how this one sounds. Again, this is a low G. Our first good quality ukulele that wasn't meant for beginners. Like so many other musicians and beginners who've learned ukulele in the latest ukulele trend, I've learned ukulele through some of my favorite YouTube creators, especially Bernadette Teaches Music and Cynthia Lynn. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, Cynthia, for opening up my musical adventures in so many wide ways. I've now taught 8th grade students ukulele for 5 years, and very happy to do so. I really enjoy it, and my students really love it, and I love it when some of my students every year become better than I am. Cynthia Lynn hooked me into the sound of a banjolele. So one of my next gear purchases was a banjolele. This is a GOLDTONE little gem. They come in blue and purple and a couple other colors. Like many people who get a banjolele, I love it, and I don't play it often enough. It only sounds good on certain songs, and I really don't get this off the wall to play it enough, but it's a lovely little instrument. It's hard to keep in tune. It's quite a bit louder than my other ukuleles. So anyway. Then quarantine came around, and I was practicing quite a bit of ukulele almost every day, and advancing pretty well in learning fingerprint picking and learning advanced chords, and felt it was time to get a really good ukulele. So when quarantine started to recede a little bit, in one of my favorite music stores, Victor Litz's in Gaithersburg, Maryland, reopened, I brought my 2 guitars, a Danelectro solid body, and an Ibanez Montage hybrid electric acoustic, and I traded them in, and I got this lovely beast. It is a Kala, Kasatec, that means Kala, solid acacia wood, great tone wood, tenor, electric, has the pickups. I'll demonstrate those in a bit. And the final C is the cutaway. I don't necessarily yet play high enough to need the cutaway to get my hands up here, but the nice thing about the cutaway is that because the sound isn't bouncing around in a symmetrical pattern, I can crank this up on an amp pretty high and not get any feedback and not need a notch filter. So beautiful, beautiful tone to this instrument. I tried a lot of instruments. They really wanted me to buy a Kamaka, and when I eventually get the ukulele of my absolute dreams, I want a Kanilea, not a Kamaka. I just love the sound of Kanileas, but for right now, what I can afford, this is a wonderful, wonderful instrument. As you can all hear, intermediate would be a compliment for my ukulele playing. I'm getting better very, very slowly, and some phases of life I play a lot and some I don't. Right now I'm playing tuba a lot, but I love playing this thing and I love its tone, and next I'll demonstrate the sound of it plugged in. Right now I'm plugged into my little acoustic AG30 amp that I bought at Guitar Center used. And one of the points I want to try to make about my whole collection here is wheeling and dealing and using gift cards and buying used and buying blemished instruments. And there's a whole lot of, if you do your research, there's a whole lot of different ways to get great gear and not spend great money. So anyway, this is what it sounds like plugged in. So you get the idea. Right now on my pedal board, there's chorus on, there's reverb on, there's EQ on, and that's it. Maybe another day I will do a video on my pedal board. So a couple years ago, the new craze in ukuleles was the Nova by Enya. And they originally came out in concert size, and they are plastic body with carbon fiber and plastic and carbon fiber neck, plastic and carbon fiber fingerboard, fairly indestructible ukuleles. And they came out in concert sized, and I got one for school to play at school. Maybe another day I'll do another video on the instruments that I play at school. This video is all of my instruments here at home, which sometimes go to school. But the following year or so later, out came the Enya Nova Tenor, and had metal frets, but the same semi-indestructible, super thin body, and I was fascinated, had to get one. Some of them come with a built-in sound system, which is unique compared to all the other electric acoustic ukes that I have, in the sense that there's a little speaker inside the body, so I can play it without any electronics. Lovely bright tone. Or I can turn on some volume and some reverb and some other effects. I just like the reverb. Took me a while to learn that diminished chord. I still don't always get there quickly. Anyway, this is the Nova U Tenor with built-in electronics, and I can also plug it into my amp and use all my pedal board effects, but the built-in ones are pretty nice and have enough volume to help me be heard in the classroom. And now my latest crazy acquisition, this little thing. A thin, solid body by one of those brands that you tend to only see on Amazon, AMMOON, A-M-M-O-O-N. I was shopping with my son up in a wonderful mom and pop, very large music store, a one-off in Catonsville, Maryland, called Bill's Music House, I believe, and found this used for a song and had some mad money and just decided to get silly with it. It is soprano sized, It doesn't make a whole lot of sound unplugged, so I've got it plugged into the amp. It's great through pedals, to mess around with through pedals. One of the cool features about it is it has two little 1/8" jacks on the bottom, one to plug your music coming in and one to headphones coming out. So sometimes I'll play this real late at night after my family's gone to sleep. It's got a very bright sound, but it's fun to play. And the other fun thing to do with this is to turn on the dirt pedals. Not a very practical instrument, but a whole lot of fun. Thank you for watching my ukulele herd tour. Appreciate your sticking through it the whole way. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Chuck's Music and Musings is all kinds of different things. Trombone content, band content, microphone and electronics content, and ukulele content. So thank you for watching this video, and have a lovely ukulele day.